How you feel about the TikTok takeover potentially?
I just want to see this finally get done and see. Well, I
All of
mean,
it.
um, Larry has positioned himself well. I was talking to Stock Club about this. I remember when it was supposed to be Microsoft and they fell out of favor. Thank God they had the open AI investment. I just wonder what that algorithm will look like and if it will deliver the same potency of information that was coming out. I even think TikTok's main algorithm is getting watered down some, but I think it's a great hedge. But I think, in hindsight, it was smart of Microsoft to not to continue to fight for that and get the real IP that matters, which is the partnership with OpenAI. Um, well, what do you guys think about it?
Um, it's interesting. The tea leaves were there. We talked about it in January. You posted the clip. Talked about it in July. Posted the clip. The tea leaves were there for Oracle,
For sure.
and that was one of those deep dives. Where they were already. If you watch the stock from 2020 to where they're at now, you can see the impact that they've had in terms of using the cloud service. But there's another company, privately held, that nobody talks about, and we should. When you talk about watching Ian's reaction,
Mm,
if you look at the tea leaves of who the partnerships are, yes, you see Oracle's name a lot,
uh-huh,
and you see OpenAI, but there's a private company by the name of Silver Lake.
uh-huh. Silver Lake Capital.
So like now I had to go down a deep dive. All right, well let's think about this, right? When we talk about Stargate, it originally started as SoftBank, OpenAI, and Oracle.
Uh-huh.
Later on, Silver Lake became a part of that ownership group, and they said, "All right, here comes the data centers." All right, so now Silver Lake has data centers, right, with the Stargate thing. Then the TikTok deal comes around, and you look at the names of the ownership, and yes, the Saudis are involved, right? And you saw Oracle, and then you saw Silver Lake, right? So now they got Stargate, they got the data centers, they got TikTok. Now they have a user base and data from that. Then you start peeling back the leaves a little bit further, and you talk about a company that has had a great year, right? Endeavor, obviously with the WWE and the
Uh-huh.
UFC, and you think about who's funded them.
Yep.
Silver Lake again. So now they have entertainment. This is an entertainment conglomerate, right? And then when the news came out today about EA Sports, and we'll talk about some of the owners that this
Uh-huh.
$55 billion deal. Some of those people are close to the president. Silver Lake's part of that as well.
Uh-huh.
And so now you're looking data centers, you're looking at data from a user standpoint. You've got entertainment, right, with Endeavor, and now EA. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why are they connecting all of that? Well, there's a bigger play here. There's a bigger play here. When we're talking about what Larry Ellison did and David Ellison did in terms of grabbing Paramount, right?
Uh-huh.
And well, potentially next having Warner Brothers, they've got a media conglomerate. That's a
Yep.
conglomerate of the
One of the
now.
biggest of all time.
That's of the now. We're talking about
Uh-huh.
streaming, right? But the next wave that we might be going down is in this space of AI in terms of metaverse,
Uh-huh.
right? Alternative reality. And so now they have the data with TikTok. They have the data centers to help get the infrastructure off the ground. They have UFC and entertainment. Now they
Uh-huh.
have video games, right? So if you don't know, and we all grew up in that era where we played EA Sports. It's in the game, right? We
Yep.
played Madden. We played live. They got
Oh, that's
Battlefield.
wild.
Battlefield, which most people don't even realize has passed Call of Duty in terms of amount of users.
Uh-huh.
They have all of that at their domain to now create a bigger media conglomerate that will be the media conglomerate of the future, right? That the way they're looking at this is 10 to 15 years down the line. Yes, streaming, Ellison, they've taken that. We've seen everybody at the highest level grab media. We saw Bezos grab media. Obviously, Elon has grabbed media.
But this at the highest level.
This is the futuristic way that,
Yeah.
that I see them thinking about it. We took entertainment, we took gaming in AI, we have the data centers, we have the user base with TikTok. We already have what we're going to build in terms of AI for the infrastructure. They're putting this whole thing together. Nobody talks about them. I looked up
And
the CEOs. You would never, if they walk past you, you wouldn't know them.
you would know. And more importantly, mind share. Because if I have you when you get off Battlefield or whatever game you play on EA and TikTok and what you're watching, I have 80% of your mind share.
But also, okay, from an investment standpoint, for sure. But do you feel comfortable with the TikTok deal?
That's above my pay grade. I haven't got my Bilderberg left.
Ooh,
See, I
and
got
what-
my Vanguard, but
And what's
in
in,
what regard?
and then the U.S. I guess investment well, not in the
Involvement?
US, with this new group of investors having the data as opposed to what they thought China might have the data.
Chat.
In that sense, and
Well,
is that
okay,
what you're
well,
asking?
we're
In terms
gonna
of-
keep it real. A part of
Yeah.
this is a dupe, though.
I'm gonna let you. Can I tell you something?
Mhm.
Part of our conversation yesterday. So Robert tells you the story, and we were talking about cybersecurity because he's made he's probably the number one person in terms of cybersecurity in the country,
Mhm.
and how we always talk about safety and safety and safety. He's like, there was a time in the late 90s where we won't name the company, fast food company, offered a hamburger, and in exchange, if you gave them,
You can say it. You say the company.
you said the company.
He said it.
So McDonald's had this offer, like we'll give you a hamburger, cheeseburger, whatever it
No, it
was.
was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2 years
I
ago.
thought it was a little longer than that. 2 years ago, we'll offer you a cheeseburger, a hamburger in exchange for your name, your first name, your last name, and your address.
Yeah.
And he said, how many people do you think did that?
Mhm.
Took the burger. 72%.
Mhm.
72% of the people gave away the information for a hamburger. And we're thinking about, hey, what should we feel comfortable or safe with a company having our data? They already have it.
So, but do we feel comfortable with the TikTok deal?
To be very honest, I think we're not getting the purest product, which is the Chinese algorithm. We're getting a derivative work stepped on. For those of you who are in the underworld, do I feel comfortable with it? No, I get the ideal, but if we are at war with China and we go to China and say we have to break this up because you're having influence over American users, that's a double-edged sword. But to then not get the real algorithm is interesting unless you want to control the thought process of the people who are on said app in the country. You're still not getting the real thing. It's like when the Chrysler, like you getting the Chrysler 300C.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, from a standpoint of this, right? The richest person in the world owns X.
Mm-hmm.
The second richest person in the world is trying to buy TikTok.
I see where you're going. Yep, Bezos with Washington Post.
The third richest person in the world owns Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth richest person in the world owns the Washington Post.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a society where less than 10 people control 98% of the narratives and stories that we're actually consuming.
100%.
Potential buyers of TikTok. Rupert Murdoch is part of the group also.
Mm-hmm.
Mike
Legacy.
Lindell,
Yep.
Larry Ellison. X has already been taken over by far right-wing ideology. It's pretty much MAGA. X, they should change the name of X to MAGA. If you go on there, you know who has the most followers on X?
Elon.
How's that happen?
It's his.
Exactly.
Make sure.
Time for
You
my
go-
space
when-
move.
when you go on X, you'll see the first thing you'll see is the most right wing. It's not by accident. They
Mhm.
control they control what you actually are seeing on your timeline. It's a right wing platform. TikTok is headed in that direction for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If this deal goes through. So now you have TikTok and you have Twitter, X, which essentially will be used as
A propaganda tool.
for right wing ideology
Mm-hmm.
of this administration for sure, and any other right wing ideology that needs to be pushed. That's concerning and it's dangerous.
So do you feel comfortable?
Of course not. How can I feel comfortable if it's concerning and dangerous?
I'm just making sure. I mean, I feel like people are living in it. I don't even think they're even thinking of it at that level. And that's just the mind frame of the person that is Yeah, I'm just trying to survive. They're not
Then
even
they-
realizing like these type of chess pieces.
Mhm.
Like you're controlling the mind of a people on
Right.
every level. Like
That's why I said
if,
mind
if,
share.
if I get the kids at TikTok, if I don't get them on TikTok, I'm gonna get them in gaming.
Mhm.
I'm gonna grab them there, right? So like Jared Kushner is part of that ownership group for EA,
Mhm.
right? Affinity Partners. He's the CEO of Affinity Partners. For those who are not in the know, he's the CEO of Affinity Partners that just put that group together for $55 billion to acquire EA. That's not by mistake.
Nope.
20%.
Yep. The name of the game in America has always been a monopoly, though. It's just not hidden how it used to be.
That's true. For those who, again, let's go. Jared Kushner is the son-in-law of the current president of the United States.
Mhm.
And for the people that's like, okay, well, it's not concerning when the left wing has it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm a black man in America. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that the left does,
Mhm.
but the right is way more dangerous.
And the left never had majority control of the media.
That's fucking the shit that we headed to right now is Ku Klux Klan country. That's a fact. So pick your poison. But anybody that's trying to rationalize racism is dangerous. And that's what's happening every single day.
That's the core principles of American philosophy.